Willy-nilly with it now. So I gotta worry about getting on my hands. There it is. I'm out here with a 2013 Ford Fusion. I got an oil change on this thing. For those who never did an oil change on one of these vehicles, or if you do not know where the oil filter is located, even from the top, as you can see, it's really hard to spot it. I'm right here. This is the oil cap right at the top. Takes 5W20 for this particular model. Just gonna start this thing by just, loosening the oil cap. I like to loosen the oil cap just to let it flow a little better. Let's just take a little look at this oil to see how it looks. All right. Look normal. Doesn't have any crud or gum or nothing on it. This is the front of the bumper. And as I go under from the front, I'm gonna take off these little bolts. Take off all these little screws right here. It takes one of these right here, little Torx bit. Get that in the camera right there. See that? So you gotta figure out exactly. I'm not sure the size because this is actually a little piece I took out of my drill set and stuck it inside of a socket. But this is the actual size right here you're gonna need. I take this little guard down here, splash guard. It's like a big old protective guard. Protect all your metals and all. All right. Yep, guys, I just began to take a couple of the bolts out, and I can see that filter sitting right there. See it? As soon as you pull it down, pull the lip down the front, it literally sits in the middle. So just kind of move this thing out of your way because you don't want to get all over it. Try to kind of fold it back or get it out of your way. It's kind of sucky the way this thing is made. Why is it even right here without a hole? It's kind of stupid and very time consuming. All right. Thanks, honey. Honey just bought me a pillow, guys. Check it out. Oh, hot thoughtful. Some of the rest of my head, she must have seen my neck all hunched up. I'm laying down on the ground like this, y'all. Yeah, I can see, and then you want to look over at this side. And then she bought the pillow, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I'm in my feelings. All right, guys, let's finish. I'm not taking this thing all the way off because it still bolts all in the back. I'm not doing all that. Just an oil filter. I'm going to get something up under it and just go from there. What I did here, as you can see, there's the splash cover at the bottom for the engine and transmission. What I did, I left the bolt right there in the middle. Not the one on the very outer end, but it's two bolts. You'll see once you get to the rear. On each side is one that's kind of closer to the wheel, and one that's kind of a little more inward. Leave the second one on either side so you can just spin this thing around. I just spent it, so when I'm done, all I gotta do is take this whole thing and spin it back that way. It's gonna get stuck right here at the top. Just kind of lift it, bend it back, and just spin it back around. But for now, I just took it apart, left one screw in because, trust me, it's gonna be hard to get this thing back up by yourself unless you just get like a jack or something to kind of help you guide it up. But there it is. Spin it out of the way. Get the oil pan up under it. Let's go. So I forgot to grab my oil pan, so I'm gonna just use this here pot. Hey man, desperate time call for desperate measures. So this is gonna serve as my oil pan for now. Now we got full access to this here filter. So let me get a good twist, see how much power it's gonna take to remove it. Wow, that didn't take much at all. That is wonderful. See, when you get filters that's not super tight, thank the guy before you, man. They thought about you, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you want to see when you're changing oil. You want to see the dirty oil come out. All right, let me give me a glove so I can rush take this off real fast. Boom, there it is. There it is. Got the glove so I can just go ahead on and just go willy-nilly with it now. So I ain't got to worry about getting on my hands. There it is. filter drain. Meanwhile, let's check and see what size that is. Roughly 15 millimeter. New filter going in. Going in with a Fram filter. A titanium. These things last up to 20,000 miles. Fully synthetic oil. All right. Let's get some of that slippery oil to loosen that lip up some. All right, guys. Remember, never over tighten the oil filter. It's pointless, man. You're gonna give yourself hell taking it apart. Do not over tighten. All it takes is just a little. Trust me, look. As soon as you feel it snugging, snug, stop. That's it. You don't need all that extra power, man, for oil filter, man. Cause I get a lot of these in, and guess what happens? I gotta punch a hole in them with a pipe or some screwdriver just to twist them out. Because you got He-Man before me, he wanna test his strength on an air filter. I mean, oil filter. All right, anyway, guys, let's move this out of the way, man. That's done. Let me wipe that mess up. And we're going to move on to the oil. Okay, now let's see how generous they were on this drain plug here. Remember, if you ever get confused, it's always lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, meaning directly in front of the boat. If you picture yourself standing in front of the boat, looking at it with both your eyes. And it's lefty-loosey, righty-tighty from there. So since I'm on the opposite end, the back end, it's going to be, let's see. Yep, left will be that way. Oh, by the way, that's an injury. Smashed my fingernail yesterday changing some inner tie rods. They had one so tight, the breaker bar smashed my finger up. Yep, it's bad, guys. All right, that one is a little snug, but I think I can get it with just one hit of just a little hammer here. Boom. Got the 5 quarts in, filters in, so I'm going to put the cap back on. The one that tells you exactly what oil to use. So if you ever get confused on what oil your car takes, just check the oil cap, man. It's simple stuff, man. Just read the cap, baby. Man, it's looking right at you. Look at it, look at you, look at it, look at it. All right, guys, last but not least. This is the last but not least for real, guys. You just take this here, whoop, spin it back around. See how it's getting stuck right there? So I'm gonna go around there and just kind of flip it up. As you can see, I just easily spin that around and see, look, bam, easily it just goes back up in spot. All you have to do is just grab a bolt, one of your bolts up in the front or something really quick, just so you don't have to fight with it. Actually, perfect. See, look, just put one right here just to get it up there. It won't move. There it is, guys. Now it's gonna make it nice and easy for me to get the rest in. Let me get those things started. Man, this injury really is affecting my work, man. Smashing the fingernail, man. I pretty much shattered my fingernail. Hammered my finger down with a pipe. Goddamn, what pipe is that? The breaker bar. I smashed my finger between a breaker bar and a brake rotor. It's pretty bad, man. It hurt so bad I thought I was gonna pass out. You ever hurt yourself so bad to where you wanted to jump off a bridge for that moment? All right, guys, another one. This one right here. Do not over tighten. Do not, I repeat, you just want to be able to do it with a hand tool if you have to, in case you don't have a power tool available or none of your fancy smashy stuff. Do not over tighten. You will work yourself harder. Some things are not meant to be over tightened. Strong men out there, okay, across the galaxy, okay? Take it easy, man. Relax. Now this one I only have one bolt to do because the other one is still in. Remember, that was my swivel bolt I left in so this entire thing can spin around. Get that a good snug. All right, get a grip on it. Alright guys, here I'm just gonna wipe that clean. You can see that's your line. Make sure the oil doesn't over exceed this line. And there you have it. It's actually just a tad bit off. I may need just like maybe like a quarter. I believe these fuses take maybe 5 quarts and a half or 5 quarts and a quarter. I think 5.5 quarts. So I'm just gonna add just a tad bit more to be on the safe side. But other than that, the oil change is complete. Everything is good. New oil coming out the bottom. Everything's good to go. So let's go shut it down. Alright guys, make sure you give a big thumbs up to this video if you like it. Leave a comment if you need any help and further assistance with this oil change. SBF Car Junkie gang, and we out. Peace.